Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. I'm your host, Jarvis, and with me tonight I have Stu Woolley as my co-host. Tonight we're going to analyze the Brentford Man United game. Unfortunately, we lost the game 3-1. Who would have thought? We can't string two wins together. We had our chance now, but we effed up. So that's how we stand at the moment. Poor performance from the guy who went to Brentford. We try to play long ball football against Brentford, who likes to play long ball football. Go figure. Amarim, what are you thinking? You know, for me, it's a conundrum. I think it's almost like he wants to lose his job because this is poor, it's piss poor. And I think we need to talk about it. Stu and I will be back after the intro. We will interact with you guys, get some frustration out. We will get some anger out and try after a while to see if we can find any positives to look forward to. But don't miss the debate. Stu and I, maybe someone else will join us, but we will be back after the intro. So see you in a sec. Boom, 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 and we are live. Tactical Devils are back with another match reaction. Who would have thought we lost against Brentford away 3-1? Guys, girls, Stu, everybody. Just a disclaimer. It could end up being a little bit negative, but we will try to find the positives after a while. But first of all, we got to rant some. We got to get some frustration out, and we need to tell you our honest opinion about this Man United team. And first man out is my good compadre, Stu Woolley.
Evening, Devilish Tacticos. Evening, Jarvis. Cheers to all. What do you say? Where do you start? I'm actually at a loss for words as to understand what is going on in our football club, what is going on in players' minds. I mean, I see more IQ in an under-8s team when it comes to football than I do in our current Manchester United team. I look at Luke Shaw today. We're 2-0 down. And he's slowing the game completely, putting his foot on the ball, going backwards, giving it to Maguire, puts it to Dalot back to Bayındır, or to Dalot back to Dalot, to Maguire, to Shaw. We're 2 goals down. And I'm looking at it, and I'm just amazed at what I'm seeing. I cannot believe that footballers of the supposed caliber of Manchester United are allowing these the games to pass them by. I look at Brentford and I accuse them when we were beaten 4-0 a couple of years ago. I accused them of playing like under-8s football. I need to retract that statement because they weren't. They were just hungry footballers who want to win a game of football, desperate to win a game of football by all counts. Damsgaard today was phenomenal. I mean, he was really, really good. The striker who popped in twice, excellent. And he could have scored 4 goals, maybe even 5, if he got his head on his shoulders properly in the second half. We were bullied right across the pitch. I didn't see any reducer, stupid fouls instead of proper hard tackles that lead to fouls. What did I say, Jarvis, about the throw-in? I said we need to be focusing on avoiding throw-ins in the final third. And we were just giving throwing away after throwing away after throwing away. And then all of a sudden, it's as if Amarim hasn't got a fucking clue. He says to Dalot, or Dalot makes a decision to try and copy Brentford. How the hell have we fallen so low in footballing IQ that we've got to copy Brentford? I mean, I don't know. Even when we were, we scored and Sesko, I was really pleased because that's, what a striker should do. We didn't create a good chance for him after that. Not one chance did we create for him. Our crossing was all over the place. Our passing was woeful. Our control of the game was terrible. Our control of the football itself was awful. I just don't know what to do. I don't know what to say, really.
No, I know you are in shock. Obviously, we are all in shock. Who would have thought? I sat here on was it Thursday night? We talked about the game. I said we need to worry. I was thinking maybe a draw. I didn't think it would be an easy game. So I saw some red flags, and I know this Brentford team, but again, I would never have thought that we would lose the game 3-1. And actually, we could have lost more. They could have scored 4 or 5 on this because we brought the game into their hands. We played long ball football, and long ball football is all about, you play the game. It's about second balls, winning the duels all the time. And here we are with Bruno Fernandes in the midfield, winning the duels. What the fuck, man? What are we doing?
We didn't win one duel. We're not strong enough. We're not ruthless enough. We're not tough enough. I don't want to keep going on about, putting a good hard reducer in, talking about the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. I don't want to talk about that all the time because I appreciate football's moved on. I don't agree with it. The way that football is, I think, ultimately we've got to go back to basics, but we can't even do the basics right, Jarvis. You've got Luke Shaw, supposed to be a veteran, understands the Premier League, and he doesn't understand the speed of the Premier League. Maguire coming in for Yoro, we all thought that would happen, and yet Maguire had an awful game. He was terrible. He was terrible today.
That's what you get when you try to play a high line with Maguire, and you stretch out the team. He needs to try to compress, and stop the gap. So we force him to play long. He has no recovery pace, and we talked about this. What are Brentford going to do? They're going to sit back, play on the counter, and try to get it into space. So what do you need from a centre back when you play like that? One thing. Recovery pace.
You need recovery pace, but the problem is trying to play offside when there's only you and a very speedy defender is just. I just don't know. I don't know what to say.
Can you actually blame Maguire? He didn't pick himself.
No, I mean, look, if I was Maguire in that situation, I'd have been higher and deeper in my half. I wouldn't have risked it. I wouldn't have risked it, Jarvis. I wouldn't have risked me getting it wrong and then having to chase back. I just wouldn't have risked it. I'd have rather the ball go to him. I'd have rather been 10 yards off him and at least make him get round me. I'd have rather done that than trying to play off. I just can't get my head around it. I don't understand it. I don't see what our coaches see that would suggest that if Maguire got it wrong, which he did, he was ever going to get back. Look, I told you, I say this all the time. As a footballer, know your strengths, know your weaknesses. I'm not quick anymore, so I'm not going to allow myself to get into a foot race. I'm just not going to allow it. Why would I? That's what happened to me last weekend, and I got hooked because I allowed myself to get into a foot race. It was just stupid. It was stupid by me to allow it. It's stupid by the coach to allow it, and it's stupid by all my other teammates to allow it. So I'm 10 yards behind. I don't care if I'm 10 yards deep into my half and it gives him running. But at least he's running at me.
I know what you're saying. You played centre half at least half your life and almost all your life. And you know how to play centre half. But for me, I see Amarim on the sideline. his negative body language all the time, shaking his head, putting his arm in his forehead, so super negative, and it affects the team. It affects everybody. It's like a black cloud hanging over Man United at the moment. And when he says something, it's about the players' mistakes. They are in the wrong place, and he's trying to shout at them, because everything that counts is the system. The system needs to work. We need to get the system to work, not getting a result, not getting the players to perform. It's all about the system. You have to run there. You have to run there. You have to go up, down. It's a fucking nightmare. I'm so glad that Amarim is not my manager, because football is about results. It's about winning games. It's about getting the best out of the material you have. But for him, it's all about the system. And I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up with it.
I'm fed up with it.
Yeah.
Hussein's come on and he says, he's right. It's not what about you allow. It's about what the coach demands. This is unreal. But Hussein, if you play the game, which I'm sure you do, and you know your strengths and your weaknesses as a footballer, what the manager says occasionally. You've got to sort it out yourself. You've got to make that decision. You can't tell me, Hussein, that during a game of football, you've never made a decision that the manager hasn't suggested. It just doesn't happen in football. I understand what you're saying, and you should always abide by the coach's rules. But there are times in a game of football where you can't allow it. You can't allow yourself to be pushed in that position or put in that position. And okay, look, he got a lucky finish. Everyone was saying it was a world-class finish. It was a good finish. In off the bar. Fair enough. Bayındır wasn't going to stop it. Would have Lammen stopped it? No. Donnarumma probably wouldn't have stopped it. But the fact of the matter is, we had a slow defender in a foot race with a quicker attacker. That's it. The end. And if we want to put ourselves in that position all the time, we're going to concede a shitload of goals. So again, Maguire, why weren't you 10 yards back?
Yeah. But I'm not going to sit here and blame Maguire. I know we all know his weaknesses and his strengths, and his strengths is not recovery pace, playing in a high line. This was Ten Hag's problem. Ole struggled under this. I don't know why we signed Maguire in the first place if this is the way we want to play. So he suits perfectly in a deep. He would have been perfect playing in Brentford, sitting deep, organized defense in front of him. And just banging the ball out every time he comes in. But, playing with a high line, it's not his strong side. And but we have a couple of super chats.
We've got 3 super chats, I think.
Oh, perfect. So, guys, girls, everybody, I haven't said hello to you yet because, we have too much to talk about. We want to try to be swift. It's Saturday night. I'm not going to hold you all night. So we will try to be done in, let's say, 75 minutes maximum. So, but let's bring out the first. I will play the super chat jingle for all 3 of you. So let's just play it along. Well, we have some super chats coming in. So, guys, girls, thank you. And first is from Sanchez coming in and say we are getting almost 100 millions for Bruno. We were getting almost 100 millions for Bruno. Food for thought or salt on wounds. How will you react? 9 feet, 9F Amarim picks the same team against Sunderland. If Amarim picks the same team against Sunderland. Stu, I'll give this to you.
It was a collective failure today. It really was a collective failure. I don't think Bruno helped the cause. I think Aguate was probably doing as good as I've seen, in recent weeks. So taking Aguate off was probably not the best move. But we were already 2-0 down at that point anyway. Sorry, 2-1 down at that point anyway. The thing is, and what we can all say, and everybody knows this, guys, that if Bruno scores that penalty, it's a different game. We probably go on and win it, Jarvis, to be honest.
You do? Well,
because we weren't pushing, we wouldn't, we'd be pushing forward. We probably would have got that third goal. I think Brentford might have panicked a bit more at that point. But it was a poor penalty. I'm not having that. It was a 4-minute wait. I don't care about that. He's done that before. He's done it a million times. So what I'm saying to him is, he didn't do his little hop skip. He didn't do his little jump. Gallagher's an expert penalty saver. We know this. Saved 5 penalties, didn't he, in a penalty shootout once, or out of 6, I think, something along those. I can't remember, 4 out of 5 or whatever. So he's a penalty expert, but it was a weak penalty. It was an abysmal penalty. It didn't have any venom in it. And so, but taking Bruno out the equation, Sanchi, I'd fully get you. Look, he's never going to drop Bruno. People say he should have come off 10 minutes earlier before the penalty. Some people say he should have let him boom over the penalty. But probably he picks the same team against Sunderland. He's not brave enough. Amarim isn't brave enough to make that change. The thing is, though, Jarvis, my problem is Devilish Tacticos. I don't know where we go from here. I literally don't know where we go from here, mate.
No, but it's an interesting question, and I have to be honest. I will lose my shit if we start with the same team. First of all, Bayındır needs to go. We can't keep trying to play the same goalkeeper over and over again, and it makes mistakes over and over again. It's clear. Amarim has to make a choice. He has to bench Bayındır right away. You can't play anymore.
Just one quick question. Which goals was he culpable for, do you think?
I would say the second goal, rebound straight into
the area.
Yeah, to Thiago. That wasn't good. He had a couple of good saves, but you could see on the long throw-ins, on the set pieces, on corner kicks, he was in trouble a lot of the times. He don't know how to make space for himself. He's not commanding the box, and he makes everybody nervous. And he can't play the ball either. He can hit it long. That's what he can do. But good reflexes. But besides that, he has too many weaknesses. It will cost us too much to keep playing him. I would rather play the under 21 goalkeeper or Tom Heaton if Lamens is not ready, because Bayındır is not good enough, and I think we all know this by now.
I mean, he made 2 or 3 good saves though, didn't he, today? I'm playing a bit of devil's advocate.
He did. As I said, he's good on his line. His reflexes are okay.
Yeah,
you see it on penalty kicks. He has good reactions. But playing in the Premier League is a different level. You have to be able to command the box. You have to be able to claim crosses. You have to be able to be the boss, to command your back line. And look at the Maguire goal. Why is Bayındır standing on the goal line?
Well, God only knows.
You remember the Chelsea game? What the Chelsea goalkeeper did when the ball came over? Being reactive, being and Bayındır just stands there, and that was the first one. So you can't start with the same team. Second of all, I would say we got to figure out this Bruno thing. We can't keep doing the same mistake over and over again. Playing Bruno in the double pivot, it doesn't work. We tried it now for 6 games, and I think that project is over. It's over.
Yeah.
If Amarim is an adult and understand, he can watch his football and analyze it. He needs to know Bruno can't play in the double pivot.
Look, the issue with Amarim is he's got a child complex, hasn't he? He's got a god complex as Amarim. Bruno's the kingmaker. I keep telling you. And it just isn't going to happen. Nothing's going to change. Sanchit, great question. We got one from Grace as always. Grace is an absolute legend. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Grace.
Can we all just take a moment just to laugh? Absolutely, because I think we'd all end up crying at the moment, Grace. It's abysmal. So thank you so much. Yeah,
I want to cry sometimes. I get so frustrated by this team. I put so much time and effort into Man United. It means everything, and I know it do the same for you guys. The weekend, it ruins the weekend. But I agree with Grace. You just have to laugh. There's nothing else to do. So
no, she's
Thank
right.
you for the
big up, Grace. Yeah, big up. And Jonathan Lilienberg. £50 Swedish krona. He says, I don't want another circle, but I predict it's going that way. Look, I'm with you on this. This is my complete dilemma, Jonathan. I don't want another manager because we're going round and round and round and round. We're stuck on this roundabout that we just can't get off. Marco Rose. Well, I don't know Marco Rose, so give me a little bit more on him. 4-2-2 formation would suit well with these, including Kenyan and Mbeumo. Okay, but again, it's just one of those, isn't it? What do we do if we change Gaffer again, and we're having the same conversation in 2 years' time? Oh, he's got to go. He's rubbish. He's this. He's that. Change the Gaffer again. Having the same conversation in 2 years after that. Well, what's the point? What's the point? The club doesn't evolve. It just doesn't evolve. I know people will look at West Ham. Oh, Potter got sacked on match day or whatever, game before match day, and all this kind of nonsense. So, good question, Jonathan. I'm kind of with you on that one. Big hello to everybody. Here we go. Wendy's in. Love Wendy.
Big up, Wendy.
I was never going to Saudi, so why do people keep talking about 100 million? Can't force a player to go where he doesn't want to go. Absolutely. Football's like that now. Without stirring up your wrath, Wendy, back in the day, Bruno would have been told he got to go. And there would have been no questions asked. You're gone. We're taking the money. You're gone. But today, with the way that we are, player power is always going to be too strong. And I think that's so. Wendy, you're right. In a nutshell. Tyrone's in. Big up, Tyrone. Great to see you, buddy. Tyrone says, I think Rúben Amorim's decisions are very poor, but he isn't stupid. Perhaps he wants the sack. Actually, Tyrone Jarvis did mention that.
It feels like it, how he. But I think it's we don't want to sack. It's just he's too stubborn in a way. I think he's too stubborn, and I think his focus is at the wrong place. He's so focused on, the tactics, formation style, strategy, setup, game plan, philosophy, whatever you want to call it. It's so set up on getting the thing right. And it's not worried about winning games. And it really worries me. We are talking about a 25% win rate over 33 games for Man United. It's a sackable offense. It's a sackable offense.
Relegation. Yeah. But again, as I keep saying, what are the players doing to affect the change? What is Bruno doing to affect the change when he's not training? What is he doing at home? What is Kobe Mainoo doing at home to affect the change? What is Dorgu doing? What is Dalot doing? What are these players doing outside of training to affect the change? The necessity of working in this Amarim system. Now, Amarim won't change. He's as stubborn as it gets. He picks the same 11 week in, week out. I talk about it again. Keith Andrews didn't have to be a rocket scientist to win this game of football today. He already understood where the pockets would be, where his players can get in. He knew that. He knew where the gaps would be. And for us, it just, honestly, I'm so angry.
Tell me about it. Is Amarim getting sacked, Jarvis? Neradin is joining us soon, but I just want to have my say when we are in the Amarim debate. So I wrote this to the guys. I have a WhatsApp group. We talk football. A lot of legends. A lot of you guys in the chat are in that group. So I'm just saying I'm at the point where it would be sad. I wouldn't be sad if Amarim got the sack. I'm always supportive of the manager, but I'm at a stage now where I wouldn't be sad if he got the sack, because I feel this project is too ambitious, and the players clearly aren't up for it. And the squad is like a Frankenstein's monster. It's unbalanced, it's disjointed, it's built from a mismatched profiles across several managers, Oli, Mourinho, Ten Hag, you name it, Ragnick, I don't know, and now Amarim. And we are trying to install a specialized system with this group of players. It's nearly impossible without a complete overhaul. We need to buy 22 new players. And the statistics, since like only 50% of the signings ever succeed, it means we have to sign almost 40 players to get a complete overhaul. And that will take minimum 5 years. So why are we chasing this project of trying to get in a specialized manager with the group of players we have at the current moment? And the players can't accept it. The fans can't accept it. The owners won't accept it. 5 years, 6 years rebuild will never happen in Man United. So for me, this project is dead in the water. We need a pragmatic manager to steady the ship before we sink further, because now we are just chasing an idea that's out of reach. So that's just my 2 cents on the current matter when it comes to Amarim. But you won't get me see me sitting here saying I want Amarim out. It's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I think it's unrealistic for this project to succeed at the current moment because we don't have the money to back him fully. As Neradin always say, you can't be half pregnant.
Yeah, it is unrealistic, and yet the players are going to get away with it once again.
100%. Yeah.
I don't like what you're doing there, Rúben. So I'm not going to. The players are getting away with it once again. And we just keep getting on this hamster wheel, and we're just never going to get off it until these players are shown what it's like to be a footballer, not just at Manchester United, but a professional footballer at other clubs where you cannot get away with it. Good old Verts at Liverpool benched. You're not doing it. You're benched. Isak. When Ekatike comes back, he'll be back on the bench because he's not doing it. They lost today. Hardly anybody said a word about it. It's all Manchester United again. Everything is Manchester United. Chelsea got battered 3-1. Brighton. It's Manchester United that's in the headlines. I saw Neradin get unceremoniously booted out from Saudi.
I think left. I walked out. I don't.
You did walk out. Yeah.
I walked out. I was like, I'm done out here when Bruno missed. But he's right. I think I agree with everything that you guys have been saying. I think Amarim, his age. I always said, Jarvis. Remember, I did the video on my channel when I said he also vacates the midfield. He also doesn't understand in British football or in English football, you need a strong midfield. And then he hasn't got anybody on his bench right next to him, any of his coaches that can advise him because he lacks experience. He hasn't got the experience. Rúben Amorim should never have been anywhere near Manchester United coach. He doesn't have the experience. He's not had the portfolio or the jobs to be the guy to have the job. That's why I feel sorry for him. So if they're going to get rid of him because it's untenable now, it's not sustainable what he's doing. It's not sustainable. And I genuinely 100% believe he's sabotaging. And I listened to his presser after the match today, and he's literally lying to us now. And one of the things what we liked about him, he always told us the truth. He always told us the truth. And now he's talking about next game. I put a tweet out, Jarvis, when the team sheet came out, and I just want to read it for you. And we did a thing last night, obviously, with people. Some of the pundits in the United Real Therapy were saying, oh, you're building Brentford up too much, and Brentford are not all this, Brentford are not all that. Yeah, we looked at the pros and cons on Brentford. But this is my tweet that I put out. I said, first goal vital. I've been saying this now for the last 7 to 6 years. So every time I'm like, that means when I say first goal vital, that psychologically, Manchester United do not have players who are strong enough. The only ever time we were coming back from being 1-0 down was on the Ollie during a lockdown. And that was our great record, unbeaten run that we went on during the lockdown. And no fans in the stadium, nothing. And we were sticking as a team. So I put first goal, I meant to say goal, but first vital. But we could, but can we match their set pieces, physicality? And can we stop their counterattacks? These are all the questions I asked. I said, the defense is not that great, but can we take our chances? Your views. So how come I've got 2 coaching badges? I live in Hume, and I know that's what they're going to do. We went through it last night, 2 hours. what they were going to do, how they were going to set up the set pieces, the wide areas. We talked about Henderson. If you don't have somebody next to Henderson pressing him, he's going to be able to play those passes into the runners. At the end of the day, we picked Maguire because we thought, okay, in the set pieces. But I thought Manchester United might play mid-block, not try to play. Like he said, you can't do half press. You've got to do full press. You can't be pregnant, half pregnant. You've got to be, you're either pregnant or you're not pregnant. And the confusion in that, it's shocking to me. And then I see what's going on with Bruno Fernandes. And that guy, love him or like him, he's done well. He's been a good player for Manchester United, but he's never been a captain. Never in his entire life is he a captain. And the fact that Manchester United didn't take the 100 million in the summer tells you everything you need to know about how we run as a football club. And the decision, I've been finding out, the decision to keep him came from one of the big deciders is our current director of football. Wilcox, according to the Devils podcast, Athletic guys, somebody sent me a clip when Laurie Whitwell was saying Jason Wilcox is one of the big reasons why Bruno Fernandes is here. So that just tells you everything you need to know. We've got a guy who hasn't had the portfolio, doesn't have the credentials to be the director of football at Manchester United. He was a youth director of football at City. Then he went to Southampton. All due respect, Southampton and Manchester United is like day and night. We're not even in the same universe, right? In terms of where we are. They're a yo-yo club from the Championship, and Manchester United is supposed to be one of the biggest football clubs in the world. So another guy. So I'll go through it. So Amarim, lack of experience. Coaches, lack of experience. Jason Wilcox, his only job that he was in for a year and a bit, I think, maybe a year, was Southampton as a director of football. Not enough time to experience. No. Omar Barada was a CFO at Man City. He had nothing to do with football, but he's been a finance guy at Barcelona and at City, and he has no experience of being a CEO of Manchester United. Then we've got Jim the Rat Glazer, who has gone into bed with the Glazers, who have ruined this football club, who have managed the decline of a great giant of a football club. So there's the 5 problems, people. Our 5 problems. I broke it down into 5 problems. Lack of experience, lack of know-how. So to blame it all on Amarim, I don't believe that. To blame it all on the players, I don't believe that. To blame it all on the football structure, yes, because they make the decisions, what players to get and what players to be on the pitch. To blame it on the owners, yes, because owners give people jobs to do those jobs, to run the football club. The idea that he keeps doing the same thing and we're going on a full press where Bruno Fernandes is up the pitch and there's nobody. We conceded in the same goal as we conceded at West Ham in the preseason in America. Nothing has changed in 2 months. Week to 7 days, 6 to 7 days in a training ground, and that can't be stopped. It's not that 3-4-3 doesn't work. It's Amarim's interpretations with this personnel is not working. And football, you've played football. Majority of you who are watching have played football. Once you get in a momentum where you keep losing games, and then players then can be up for the odd game here, you're not going to get that momentum back. Our record away is shambles.
Yes.
It is shambles. And the people who are making excuses for Bruno missing a penalty, anybody can miss a penalty. Anybody can miss a penalty. But you ask the question, other than that chance of Mbeumo getting top back, what other clear-cut chances did we create in the game?
I don't think we did we? We didn't create anything that you would class as clear-cut, not that I could see.
Against Chelsea, when they were down to 10 men, how many chances or how many times did we test the goalkeeper?
I don't recall that we did.
Against Manchester City, how many times did we test the goalkeeper over 95 minutes? Once in Mbeumo shot against
Mbeumo strike, yeah.
That's it, right? Against Fulham, how many times did we test the goalkeeper? I think maybe 2 or 3 times he made a good save, Lena, at Fulham. against Burnley, we tested the goalkeeper, but he didn't make many saves, but we scored 3 goals. One of them was a penalty. And against Arsenal, we only properly tested the goalkeeper once. So at the end of the day, I watched the game, Liverpool versus Crystal Palace, big up Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
Alisson, in the first half, made 3 to 4 fantastic saves. And there could have been 4 or 5 in the first half. I'm not exaggerating. Match of the day is not going to do it justice. Go and watch the first half. How Crystal Palace kept opening up and getting in behind that high line of Liverpool's high line, and kept getting behind them again and again and again. And watch the chances. Alisson, best goalkeeper in the world, made fabulous one-on-one saves. Many.
He did, didn't he? Yeah.
That's the difference. That's the difference.
One-on-one save, yeah. I thought Henderson made a couple of good stops as well.
Yes. Oh, he saved
goalkeeper, yeah.
Beautiful. He saved one fantastic one onto the post.
Onto the
it
post.
Was going in.
He
Saved it, tipped it onto the post, and then there was a couple of other ones that he made. But Alisson was the busier of the 2 goalkeepers by an absolute mile, especially in the first half.
Yeah, by miles. Yeah.
So guys, I just want to say thank you everybody for all the lovely comments you put in.
Yes.
I can't even read them out now because there's too much to talk about, but I read most of them, so thank you everybody. And I have to remind you, please smash the like. This 156 watching, 83 on YouTube. So costs you just a half a second just to press that like. So please do us a favor. It's not always easy sitting here doing a match reaction, especially when we lose in a game like this. And it's hard. Sometimes it's hard. So the least you can do is give us a like and help us because I was at the stage where I thought I don't want to go on tonight. I just want to crawl under the pillow and just cry myself to sleep, after losing a game like this. So, guys, smash the like. 56 likes, 83 watching, according to one of our moderators, Stephanie Griffith. Thank you, Stephanie. Stu, going back to Amarim's tactics. The reality is, we lost to weakened Brentford. They have lost Vissa, they have lost Mbumo, they have lost Nordgaard and Flecken, the goalkeeper. So 4 of the regular starters in the starting 11 is gone. And they lost Thomas Frank, and they replaced him with an unexperienced set-piece coach. They're 17th in the league, and they've just won 1 game this season. And we go away against Brentford. And Amarim is schooled. We play into the set-piece coach's hand. We start to play long balls, and we can't keep the ball on the floor. Why is that?
Yeah. Why is that? Lack of footballing IQ. Football, I comment here a lot, as you well know. And I always say football isn't rocket science, because it isn't. We all play football. We know if Jarvis is going to score, we need to make 3 or 4 passes to get the ball to Jarvis before he pops the ball in the back of the net. That's it. That's how it works. It's how you utilize and turn the ball over that makes you dangerous. The way that you work off the ball, the way that you can anticipate where the ball's going to be, the way you can anticipate movement from a striker, the way you anticipate movement from a midfielder. The amount of times Neradin will stand still in the middle of the park and create 2 yards of space that I could feed the ball into him, then he could, switch the ball immediately out to you. Neradin then runs 10 yards to receive the ball back, flicks the ball over to whoever. That isn't anything new in football. It's very, very basic stuff. When a centre-half gets the football, he shouldn't be looking to do anything but pass it into a midfielder, whether it's your holding midfielder, whether it's your attacking midfielder, whether it's your right midfielder, your left midfielder, depending where you are in the position. You enter your zone, you get to the edge of your zone, and you move it, and that's it. That's what you do, and then you step back into your position. That's how football works. And then you're relying on Neradin, you're relying on Jarvis to then make matters happen further upfield. As the play evolves, you may be able to step up an extra 10 yards, depending on what the opposition are doing. If the opposition are going to put a centre forward against you as a centre half, then you've got to maintain eye contact at all time with that centre forward. So if he drops to take it, you've then got to make that decision whether you're going to be isolated or whether or not you get into a foot race or not. Hence the Maguire issue for the first goal.
Yeah.
And the reason you have to do that is because we don't know, or probably 9 out of 10 times, Bayındır is not going to come out of his area to sweep up, because we don't have a sweeper kind of goalkeeper. We don't have a Henderson. We don't have a Donnarumma. We don't have an Alisson. Neradin's right about Alisson. The way that he controls his box is absolutely brilliant, but he clears outside of the box as well as inside the box. We don't have any of that. So we can run through tactics. I love tactics, as you well know. But every time we talk about it, Jarvis, we're actually talking about common sense in football. Nothing more and nothing less than common sense. Just knowing when to make that move. Just understanding what your centre forward is going to be doing, or if you're a forward, what your centre half is going to be doing, because you've noticed it during the game. You know, if I'm a midfielder and I'm playing against Neradin, for example, I'm going to be looking at, does he take the ball on his left foot all the time, or does he switch between his left and his right foot? Does he prefer it with his back to goal, or does he prefer to take it on the turn? So I'm going to make that determination after about 5 minutes. And then I'm going to, so when I'm up against Neradin, I know which side I need to be. So I've already made that determination. Neradin doesn't know I've done that. So Neradin might get round me first time, but he's not going to get round me again. And then Neradin's got to change his game. And as soon as you make your opposition change their game, that's when you get the upper hand on a footballer. And this hasn't happened. I don't see us doing this. I don't see us making Damsgaard today. I didn't see us trying to change his game in any way. I didn't make him think, oh, fuck,
Guys, I've got to start the stream. Apologies.
Oh, you off?
Yeah,
oh,
apologies.
Yeah, thank you. I will. If you're still live, I will jump on later. So,
am I speaking out of turn here?
No.
I was going to say, why don't you?
I put the stream on at this time and I forgot about it. So I'm going to start the stream because Mumbai.
Could he co-stream with us, Jarvis? Is that not right? Is that a bad idea?
Say again.
Say that again.
Could you co-stream with us for a bit? Is that a bad idea, or I'm just saying? I know.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll put it on and I'll come back. Put it on.
Yeah. But you can co-stream, but
I don't know how it works.
No, it's not that difficult. You just go to edit and you come on. Guests can co-stream. That's no problem. You have the link. So if you like, you can do it. You just post your channel into this, and then you go live on your channel too. But do a thing, Neradin.
It was just me. Because basically we didn't want to lose you, Neradin, is what I'm saying. That's my way of saying we don't want to lose you. But just before you go, though, you know what I'm getting at, don't you, Neradin, in terms of the way I'm playing, and you know what I mean, Jarvis. So that's all I'm trying to get at, really.
Yeah. You're making a lot of sense to you.
But I didn't think I was making. I wasn't talking anything out of the ordinary, though, was I?
It's common sense.
We're talking common sense football. Common sense. Just you pass and move. You pass and move. You get into position. You hold your position. You build the play. You play through, and then hopefully feed the striker to be able to score a goal.
Yeah.
Neradin, before you go, I want to show this. I have one clip I just want to show you. So, Stu, can you do me a favor and
always?
Can you just hum or sing a Benny Hill song, like the Benny Hill?
I don't really know Benny Hill song, but what I will do is I Am Titanium as generously gifted.
Yeah. I will come to that. Those super chats.
Sanchez as well. Crikey,
yeah. Big up Sanchez and Bilal. Big up. But look at this segment.
Yes.
With Benny Hill
music. Benny Hill. Yes. Go on. Yes.
Up in the air. New duel. Back again. Up in the air. It looks like level 4 football.
Do you know where we could have absolutely killed the game there? Yeah, where we killed the game. Pop that back to about, I don't know. About there. Yeah, play it again. Yeah, play it again from there. There. Stop it there. If Bruno gets the ball on his chest, we kill that phase of play. we actually started to control that phase of play from there. That's the problem. But he doesn't. He heads it. Why head it? You're supposed to be an elite professional footballer. Neradin's he's speaking, but Neradin, you're on mute.
Yeah. He's talking to his own channel, so yeah.
Oh, sorry, yeah. So, do you see what I mean, though, Jarvis? Just take it back again slightly and watch the opportunity that Bruno had to take it on his chest.
Where? In the beginning?
Just there now. Watch his hands up. Just there.
Okay, I will slow it down. We can actually analyze it for real. But because I think this is the Brentford football. You can't get the ball on the floor. It's all about winning the next duel, the header here, the clearance there. And this is not how you play proper football. I don't think you will never see Barcelona sink to this level, or Manchester City, or any other club with proper footballers, even against Brentford. They will try every time they have the opportunity to get the ball down on the floor and play ball. Well,
exactly right.
We have no composure.
No,
we get
and this is what I want to talk about now. So, if you play that, look at Bruno there, can arm up as usual. Now watch the space he has. Get it under control.
Yeah,
just get it under control.
But he's not focused on the game. He's focused on the referee.
He's focused on. He could have dropped a little header into Xerxes. Look
at him here, shouting.
I know. This is what I don't understand. Look at the space he's got, and he heads it instead of getting it under control or just dropping a little header into Xerxes.
Terrible.
Xerxes had. Xerxes then moves on to Cunha. Before we know it, we're gone.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's the point I wanted to make on that area.
Look at this. Look at Bruno again. Look at Bruno again.
Look at he's so angry. He's trying to just leather it like Rooney did back against Newcastle when he scored that goal. Do you remember?
It's like a Benny Hill movie.
It is. It's terrible.
It's terrible.
It's embarrassing.
So, I don't know what to say, because I didn't want to analyze it. I just wanted to show you guys. But this was the game. This was how the game was played out. Again, I have another clip. This is us. Maguire is under panic, hits it long, back and forward, duels. Look at this. Even this Brentford who actually takes down the ball and tries to play it on the ground.
We lost it again, didn't we? We lost it again. We lost the ball. The amount of times we've had to take the ball under control and deal with it's unreal. I just cannot get my head around it.
Well, why do we? Was this Amarim's game plan, trying to play direct long ball football?
Well, I think it was actually his game plan was to cut the middle out and was to play direct football. But we're not good enough to play direct football. That's the thing. And Bumo really was never used as a direct play out, was he? He was used as maybe a 10 or 20 yard pass, and then he would find his space. I thought Hickey in particular played Bumo very, very well today. He understood him, he understood his game, and I thought he defended very, very well against him.
He did.
I thought he was a good young player, Hickey. I like him. But there were 2 or 3 Brentford players today that made big impressions on me. The way that Andrews has got his players working made big impressions on me. But they're not brilliant footballers. They're just workable footballers. And he's got a group of lads now where he could really meld these and mould these into the types of footballers and the team that he wants to, because they're learning from him. They probably thought to themselves, losing Thomas Frank and having Keith Andrews in, that's not what we need. It's not what we want. But all of a sudden, I said to you, didn't I, on Thursday night, Jarvis, it clicks. Football clicks. And today it clicked for Brentford, and they will push them on. Look at Sunderland, 3rd in the league right now. Won again, beat Forest, 3rd in the league.
Very impressive. But I'm impressed by the players. They actually have footballers. They know how to play ball.
Well, we're going to have a problem.
They have recruited well. Yeah.
We're going to have an issue with Sunderland next week. They got. Didn't they buy Sells from Forest?
I'm not sure, but we will do a preview
We'll do a
next
review, won't
week.
we? Yeah.
Yeah, and go through it.
But ultimately, you're right. He went long. He went old school. He thought the best way to beat them. But we're not tough enough as individuals. We're not hard enough. We're not strong enough as men to go in there, absolutely crack down on them.
Yeah.
You know, whether or not there was a foul on Cunha in their first goal.
The build up for the first goal. Yeah.
I thought it was 6-1 after the other. But the ultimate thing was that they made that decision, that decisive pass, and the lad got on it, didn't care, was didn't wait for the whistle, just got on with it and popped the ball in the back of the net. And you know, for me, it's one apiece. Wolves looks like Wolves got a result against Tottenham. Results have gone our way a bit today.
Yes, but then what would have happened if we have won? You know, we would be level
exactly.
with all those
No,
clubs.
that's the right question to ask, though, Jarvis. If we won, we'd have been in a much better position. But we're not.
So Stu, what do you reckon? You look at this. This is the situation you talked about. Cunha, should he have had a free kick in this situation? You know, he receives the ball.
Cunha's the right side of him, and he's got to cross him. So first and foremost, Cunha's received the ball and moved across him like that. So that is going to force the defender to fall into Cunha.
Yeah.
Now, effectively, the reason the free kick wasn't given is because it was almost a clash of legs and the defender was falling on top of him. He wasn't necessarily grappling with him. Okay, if he was grappling with him, it's a free kick all day long. If you show it again, Cunha's right. When Cunha receives the ball, he goes across his man. And that's always going to be an issue for a defender. So the defender's not got his arms on him at that point in time, and he's falling into him.
But it almost like the referee made it right, because it looks like Cunha lost control over the ball, and
I think he probably. I wondered whether Cunha had trodden on the ball a little bit, or it got caught under his foot, didn't it?
Look at his first touch; just bounces out to the right.
Yeah,
you know,
it's almost behind him, isn't it? Yeah. So I didn't think it was a free kick. I think most of the Devilish Tacticos disagree with me on that one.
But again, look at Henderson.
Look
all
at
the space and time he gets. You know, someone should be on Henderson like 2 yards away from him all the time, just to stop the guys.
You did mention that Thursday, Jarvis.
We did. You did. But again, let's just give him all the time in the world, and he will ping those balls into the striker. And we knew it's going to be dangerous. Look at him; he have all the time in the world. So, but let's go to we have a couple of super chats, and we will analyze the rest of the goal.
We do.
Stu,
Sanchi is back with another one. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
40. Whatever it says. Do we have an updated Bomb Squad 2.0? Well, yeah.
Well, it could be now. We have Luke Shaw, we have Harry Maguire, we have a lot of players. But it's always that's Man United. We have scapegoats and we have heroes and the saviors, and we will always find scapegoats when it's Man United.
Jarvis, I really think that our players also overhype the players that we have. They cannot play. None of them can play modern football. We have to be realistic. We have to be. And I think what you said earlier was that this is a mishmash of so many different managers, from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to, is there the ones from Jose, actually? Dalot was from Jose. Jose, Ole, Ten Hag, and now Amarim. So it's absolutely, it's not reliable. It's not something that's sustainable to have a mixture of the type of squads. Manchester United not going anywhere anytime soon. I know you're not a manager out. You're not the kind of person to ever be manager out. And Stu, I know you know Lama of football just to have the basic kind of like get rid of the manager. But genuinely, deep down, both of you, do you see Amarim changing it? He said, even if the Pope, he's a Catholic, even if the Pope said to him to change, I stick to what I stick to. Bruno let it out the cat before the Europa League final. He said, Amarim looked at me after the game against Ipswich and said, teams in a relegation battle are he doesn't understand English football. He doesn't understand it. Portuguese football is where he mostly played in Portugal. He understood every aspect of Portuguese game. He understood every aspect of it. They had a director of football. They cleared out 15 players. They bought in 15, 16 new players. And then they promoted kids from the youth team who were ready to step up. That's not happening here in Manchester United. That is not happening here. So this idea for me is like we're just, I don't know. It's like we're in an abusive relationship, so we keep looking to get better. And 100%, you've all played football. I don't know if any of you have coached teams in the league, but there is a certain lack of belief in the way his interpretation of the system and the players having confidence in it. That happens in football. You also have to think that we're not in 1986. This is not football in the 80s. Where patience, where a yo-yo, Fergie was allowed to finish 13th, was allowed to finish bottom half of the table, he was allowed to finish 8th. He was then, he was changing a lot of the things fundamentally around the football. So at the end of the day, Manchester United are not where they need to be. And for me, as I look at this now, my question to you guys is, do you get an interim in and then reset with a new coach in the summer? Or do you keep Amarim until we get to the championship? And maybe the Glazers and Ineos might walk.
It's a really interesting question, and I'm going to absolutely catch pelters for this, but I think we've got to stay the course, which I really do, and it's wrong. I know it's wrong because you've both made compelling arguments to suggest
why should we stay the course?
Because I'm just worried about we're having the same conversation in 2 years' time. And we're going to have the same conversation again in another 2 years' time.
That's modern football, Stu. That's modern football. Even though I understand you have to look at the history of Manchester United. We've only had 3 managers who won the league. 3 managers.
Yeah.
It's unheard of, by the way. We're so unique in that. For the amount of titles that we've won, only 3 have managed.
I know. It's amazing, really, isn't it, when you think about it?
You both know it, and majority who are watching know it as well. What you guys, people, you have to buy time. You have to get results to buy the time. You have to buy. You have to get the results to buy time. Fergie said that. That's Fergie's quote. That's one of Fergie's quotes.
Noradin, your mic is breaking a little bit up. I'm just saying your mic is breaking a little bit, so I hear like half a sentences a little bit. So I don't know why, but I'm just saying. But quick on this wanting Amarim in or out. I'm not going to have that debate. But as I said, I think we are at the point where I wouldn't be sad if Amarim gets sacked. I wouldn't be sad because I feel this project is too ambitious.
I'm asking you, how much of it do you think is going to change if we stick with it? The biggest thing to stick with it, but do you see anything in the performance, like in this season, from where we were last season? Like I said to you, I don't blame Amarim, because Amarim is acting and behaving like an experienced, out of his depth coach that he is.
Yes.
That's what he's doing. He's doing what he says on the tin. Battling in one of the most difficult leagues in world football to manage. Really difficult league to manage. I'm not trying to get into a debate and ask you guys, because I know you are more nuanced than having a manager in manager out conversation. I don't blame Amarim. I literally feel sorry for him. And I have said that. And Jarvis, I stayed consistent. I said, if we don't get 7 players for him, at least 5 or 6 in the starting lineup, then they're setting him up to fail.
Well, that's the point, actually, Neradin. The point you make there is absolutely correct. It's the point I was going to make. Throughout your career, throughout Jarvis's career, throughout everybody who plays the game and their careers in the chat, how many of you take it seriously, personally, when a manager gets fired? Because really, if a gaffer gets fired, it's really down to me as a footballer, me as an individual, because I'm making mistakes on the pitch. We all know, don't we, guys? We sit in a pre-match meeting on Thursday evenings, and we listen and we say, right, I want you to be here. Neradin, I want you to play 20 yards either side of Smithy or this or that, and Jarvis, I want you to start outside wide left, but I want, as soon as Neradin gets the ball, I want you to cut in. I want you to drop it to Neradin. So you cut in, and Neradin gives you a pass, and you must control it. It's nobody's fault by you. It's not Neradin's fault because he's laid the ball to you. You've just miscontrolled the pass. They then release the ball from you. We're all out of position because we're following to the letter where the coach wants us to do. Yep. We're all out of position. And then before we know it, we're a goal behind. So that happens in the football. That happens all the time. So what are you going to do?
Man United right now, because it felt like you talk about Man United right now.
Yes, that's
how
right.
I feel Man United is acting.
So what are you going to do next time? Again, Neradin gets the ball. You're going to come in. You're going to make sure that you're available properly. So when he delivers the ball, there's going to be no ifs, no buts. You're going to take that ball and you're going to move it, and you're going to deal with it how the gaffer wants you to deal with it. But equally, we know that Neradin gets the ball, he looks for you, and you've got a man on you. So Neradin's got to then make a different decision. Now, that wasn't spoken about Thursday night. So Neradin's quickly looking around. Stu's free. I'll just drop it back to Stu. Stu then pops it over. But that wasn't spoken about. And all that is about the evolution of football. That is the game evolving in front of your eyes in a split second, and you've had to make that decision. But we've retained the football. Because you both know as well as I do, and you all know in the chat as well as I do, retaining the football eliminates the potential for them to score, the opposition to score a goal, and that's what we do. I don't see that, and I'm not even talking intelligent football, gents. I don't see even that basic type of football. I don't see intelligence in our play at all, and this is where I do agree that Amarim is on borrowed time. He's not allowing it. He's not portraying an intelligence to them, and you're right about Portuguese football is different to English football. German football is different to English football. Harry Kane's just gone and scored 100 Bayern Munich goals in 2 seasons. 100 goals in 2 seasons. Phenomenal achievement. But we know that the Bundesliga is slightly easier. So I just want these people, these players, to adapt during the game. It just it doesn't happen. It can't happen. He's too rigid. Yeah, it's a good point here, by the way, from Cass.
Stu, I'm just going to say a little bit. Portuguese football has a lot of similarities to Brazilian football and a little bit to Spanish football. It's not the English game. The English game is different. And if you compare successful transfers, for example, the most successful transfers come from 2 countries. That's the French league, most likely because of the physicality, and another is Spain. Italy, it's not as good when it comes to successful signings into the Premier League. Same goes with the Bundesliga. We have some good Portuguese signings. They seem to adapt well into the Premier League, but they play a different type of football. Let's say if a good manager like Graham Potter, now he got the sack of West Ham, suddenly we're supposed to go to Brazil and train Santos. You know nothing about Brazilian football. You know nothing about the Jogo Bonito, the culture, how they play, what the players expect. So would it be wise to give him the job and give him the full range of all the coaches and everything, and full range of do your thing? I don't think so. But we, Man United, the biggest club in the world, did it with Amarim. We took him from the Portuguese league. He has no experience in the top 5 leagues. That's France, Italy, Spain, England, and whatever. And now we sit here and we can't understand why Amarim doesn't get it. But I understand. His assistant coaches, they are 29 years old, 30 years old, 46, and Amarim is 40. The oldest guy, they have a grandpa in their squad, is 64. That's a goalkeeping coach.
We do.
And none of them, and I say 0, has experience from the top 5 leagues.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
it's when you think of it like that. What the
Bring in
hell? are
Patrice
they-
Evra.
Listen, and that's what I was talking about, Jarvis. Guys, I have to go, but I'll be here
Yeah.
on Monday. We'll get into full analysis. But that's what I'm talking about, the lack of experience. The lack of
Yeah.
experience is what's killing us. Because
Yeah.
there is no
Agree.
way, once you as a coach get yourself, he didn't have to say that. He should have just said, you know what? I'm going to play how I think to play. That's all I'm going to do. Instead, he trapped himself with him saying, this is my system. And that's what I'm saying to you. Omar Barada does not have the experience to make that appointment. Jason Wilcox does not have that. And the only guy who was there to tell the truth and say, this squad is not coming. Why do you think West Ham said no to him? Why do you think Liverpool said no to him? Because they both understood they have to fundamentally change the whole of the system to be able to fit how he wants to play. In the 140 odd years of Manchester United football, we've never played the system consistently for the amount of games we've done. In 88 years, it's the first time Brentford have got back-to-back wins.
I know, amazing.
1937,
actually,
wartime.
just before you go, Jarvis, somebody made a really good point that Wolves have changed their system and they got a win and a draw.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but you should be able to adapt.
They have
Every
to- he has
game
to
lives
get
its own
system.
life. You know, it's
The biggest thing for me, and I say this last thing, the biggest thing for me is he cannot understand and play through a midfield. And he was a fucking midfielder. You know how frustrating that is? He doesn't
You should know.
understand. If you watch West Ham, what they did to us, how quickly they 3 passes and boom. How did the first goal come?
Same.
How
Same.
did the second goal come? I don't know if you want to talk about Benny Hill music. There's a clip of Diego Dalot running inside and letting the lit run the outside. I've said enough. I think you're going to show it, Jarvis.
Well, I don't have that clip. I have other clips of Dalot, and for me, you know, Dalot is a waste of space. He's an unintelligent footballer, and how
Thanks,
he plays
Neradin,
the
for
game.
coming on.
It's terrible.
Sorry, guys.
But-
Honestly, I forgot about that. I was supposed to be live, but yeah, appreciate
No,
it.
no
thank
problem.
you.
No
Thank you,
problem.
thank you,
Subscribe to
thank
the
Have a
channel,
good stream, Neradin.
and I'll
Have
be
a
there
good
on
stream.
Monday. I'll be there on Monday. I promise.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
I'll be
Thank you
there
for coming
because
on.
there's a
Thank
lot
you.
of things to talk about. There's so many
Yeah.
things that I want to say. Yeah, but
Mm.
yeah, it's crazy what's happening at this football.
Yeah, it is. It is. Big up. Big
It's
up.
crazy what's happening, and it's only going to get worse. And the cloud of Glazer and Ineos, until that goes, there's nothing that's gonna change fundamentally. All I'm asking for any coach to come, Jarvis and Stu, is that I'm not asking you to get me winning Champions League or challenging for a Premier League. All I want you to do is be able to play decent football and to win the odd 3-4 game runs, 5 game runs unbeaten. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for the world. I'm
United
asking
Strand's knackered again,
players.
isn't he?
Well, his fucking hair's going to be down to his fucking his heels.
Yeah,
That's what's gonna
United
happen to
Strand. Oh, shocking. Poor lad. Poor lad.
Oh,
Frank, if you're watching, come on and have a laugh with us if you're watching, mate. I'm Titanium. We haven't forgotten about your...
sorry for keeping you waiting. Thank you.
I do know who he's referring to, but I don't know the guy's name. But you're absolutely right. He would have scored a hat-trick.
He was the oldest professional
He was, yeah.
footballer
Yeah.
at his time in the world.
Yes. I know, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
And, you know, I wouldn't
Didn't he
mind
get-
having
wasn't
him
he just
in our
recently
ranks at
offered
the
a new
moment.
contract? Wasn't
Yeah.
he just recently offered a new contract?
He's like used to.
Absolutely. He's got 10
Duracell
years on
bunny,
me.
always going.
Yeah,
Never.
he's got 10 years on me. I've got a slight Achilles injury, though. Very,
Now it
very
starts.
tight. It's
Now
just
it
a little
starts.
bit. It's
But-
a little
but,
bit sore.
Just
Yeah.
just a little digression when it comes to I am Titanium. Thank you for the super chats, always supporting the channel with super chats and positivity. But yesterday, I am Titanium. That's Bilal. He had his birthday. He's in his late
did he?
20s, just about to reach 30. So, congratulations, good friend. Thank you for the support, and I hope you had a good day yesterday. At least Man United weren't able to ruin your birthday yesterday. So,
No,
big
happy
up, big
birthday.
happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday, Bilal. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Stu, you mentioned Dalot, so we can just go to that segue and
Yes,
talk about Dalot. I
yes.
don't know, reckon all of you saw that clip on X. You know, it's Dalot. They are defending. Dalot is on the outside on his man. They are breaking, and Dalot suddenly runs directly towards the goal, and he just, I don't know, it just looks like he just forgets about his man. So
Well,
you know,
he
it's
does.
headless defending. I
Yeah,
don't know. Did you
he
see
does
it,
that a
Stu?
lot. He does. Yeah, I did, and he does that a lot. And again, I'm just left shaking my head in disbelief that a professional footballer allowed that to happen. Look, there are intelligent players that you play against a lot, and they do make you look an absolute moron for 80% of the time. But a match is over 100% in terms of time, and he can make you look a moron for 80%, but don't allow him to make you look a moron for that key 20%. And that's what he did. He made Dalot look an absolute idiot.
Yeah.
Always gives the ball away. His positional plays is rubbish, and this long throw nonsense today. I mean, he trots across to the left-hand side, and he's coming in and what are you doing? I mean, I saw him do it for the first time. I thought, oh, crikey, it's embarrassing. This is embarrassing. This is.
It is. But I'll show you another clip. And this is Cunha and Bumo and Dalot actually overloading the right-hand side. And again, look at Dalot and his incredible movement. You know, his football intelligence. This is how you see a waste of space in action. Dalot is here. Cunha is on the ball. So Cunha stops and Dalot goes on a run. So, Stu, quiz. How would you move if you were Dalot in this situation?
If I was Dalot,
or would you move at all, or just kept your?
I would have stayed where I was because of the space that Sesko can attack. If Mbumo got the cross in and he puts it just between the two centre halves, Sesko's got a free header.
Because as you see here, Dalot decides he wants to run.
Well, he goes in there, yeah. It's just a silly run.
And what is Mbumo trying to do in this moment? He's 1 against 1.
He's 1 against 1.
So you need to take on your man. So what is Dalot doing if he moves into this area?
But he's not really got round Hickey all game, remember? So if I'm Mbumo, I'm crossing it.
Well, if you want to try to take on your man, why?
If you're going to try and take on your man.
Dalot drags his defender, so he is just crowding the space.
Yeah, you're just crowding the area. You stay where you are with Dalot. Cunha moves into the middle, and Sesko moves in between the two centre halves.
Okay, but option B, if you are going to do this movement, at least you got to sprint. You got to sprint in this direction and try to drag this defender away.
Yes, you need to create space, and he just didn't.
Or you can sprint all the way down here, full-heartedly, just to do something, make some movement happen. Make the defender insecure.
I tell you what he could have done, Jarvis. He could have popped himself in front of Hickey. That's what he could have done.
Yeah, and just block him.
Block Hickey, and then allowed Mbumo into the space. But he doesn't do any of that.
No. I agree. That will actually be the best option.
He's
just stand in front of Hickey and block him.
Yes.
Good old-fashioned NFL block.
Yeah. The guy's an idiot.
Yeah.
Just an idiot.
Look at it. Let me just play it through, Stu. Look at Dalot here. I'm in the way. What am I supposed to do? You know?
Yeah, exactly right. So
it baffles me.
Yeah.
How you can make a movement like this.
And it baffles me. So if you go back again.
Where? To the beginning?
To there. Go back to there. What's Cunha? First and foremost, there's 4 players. They're all looking at Cunha. Hickey is also looking at Cunha.
We know we have Mbumo wide.
Yeah. He then turns his attention, watch, Hickey to Mbumo. Nobody bothers about Dalot. Watch. There he goes. Straight there. Stop it there. Drop it back a bit. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Okay. Draw me a line from Dalot in front of Hickey, just there.
Mm. So
no, not there. Draw me a line to the left back. The left back.
Oh, the left back. Yeah.
Okay. Dalot if Dalot gets side by side by Hickey there, he's going to block and give Mbumo the room that Mbumo needs.
Oh, so you want him right in front of him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You're also going to drag. I don't know who that is. I can't quite see. It's not Damsgaard, is it?
No, I think it's Jantnell, or what's his name?
Yeah. You're going to drag him along with you as well, but you're going to stop Hickey from getting out to Mbumo, and you're going to allow Mbumo to get the crossing. Yeah.
But again, his movement is so.
He goes to the other side. He goes to the other side of him. It isn't. It isn't rocket science. Shouldn't say that.
But this is when we are frustrated about Dalot, it's these small movements, it's these small incidences like this, that frustrates the hell out of me, because he looks like he doesn't know what he's doing. He's just running on chance. What am I going to do now? I'm just running. It's not the same as when we play, for example, Mazraoui. He's a hyper-intelligent footballer. He knows what he's doing every time.
Yeah. So Mazraoui is a bit different. So again, Mazraoui probably wouldn't have made that block on Hickey, which is fine. But Mazraoui would have been more intelligent with his run there, and would have cut across, as you quite rightly said. I would have looked at a much quicker cross from Mbumo for Sesko to attack. But again, we're getting there. Mbumo and Sesko Cunha haven't played together properly yet, so it's going to take a little bit of time for them to get on the same wavelength. But Dalot just causes more problems than when he was worth there. And of course, it was easy for Hickey on the end, wasn't it? So Mbumo had lost his momentum, and Hickey just got a.
I would have most likely, if I was Dalot, just kept my position and be available as the back pass for Mbumo. Just let him go back to the corner flag and maybe be available just for a back pass and a cross. Something make it a little bit difficult for them. But now when it goes into that area, it makes it so easy for them just to drop out the danger area. Big up, Trev. Big up.
Yes, more Dalotness, I'm afraid, Trev. More Dalotness.
Always on the Dalotness.
Always on the Dalotness. Sorry to say, pal. Sorry to say.
We were about to analyze the first goal. We looked at the Cunha incidents. Maybe it should have been a free kick. The referee had a really good position.
He had a good view.
Good view. So let's just bring this up. Here we go. So I don't know. It's an overview picture, so it's not that easy for you guys to see. I know it's really small, but again, we saw the situation. So here's Henderson on the ball, and you see there's no offside.
Yeah, no offside.
But again, Igor Thiago, that's his name.
It was Thiago.
Instinctively understands as soon as Henderson is on the ball, he puts up his arm, and Thiago starts his run. But, how do you feel about our defense in these situations, Stu?
See, like I said to you, Maguire actually is in a really good position there. But since Thiago sticks up his arm, Maguire, you've got to get tight there and block his, get hold of his shirt. That's what you've got to do. I know you're last man, etc. But you've got to get hold of his shirt. You
just want to go straight into his body and just body cross him.
Body cross him, stop him from turning. Or drop back and don't get into a foot race with him. But by doing what you did, by trying to play the offside, he could see what Henderson's doing straight away. And if you play it through, as soon as Thiago moves, he's stuck. Look at him. His body shape is bollocks. He knows he's in trouble there. So he's trying to get up to go for the offside. But it's too late. So if you watch him now, Maguire. There you go. He knew straight away he was fucked. He knew straight away, I'm done.
He took a step out.
He knew straight away he was nailed because he didn't get close to him. And if he'd sat back off him a bit more, then at least you're allowing the player on to you.
It's panic mode in this moment. Look at him.
It's terrible.
Look at him there. Panic mode. Oops.
Oh, I'm in trouble now. He was close to getting it right, but it just didn't come off. And of course, Henderson plays the ball over. Maguire's in all sorts of trouble at that point.
If you look at our midfield or second line of press, after Cunha lost the ball, shouldn't we be a little bit tighter because we knew this were going to happen every time they receive the ball in positions like this? They sit deep, just wait to absorb the pressure, and then they move.
Well,
and they only have one man on top. It's not too hard.
We're not in any type of shape at all, really.
No.
We're not a flat back four. We're a one, a two.
You have Ugarte here. You have Shaw, Delict, and Maguire.
So we're a 1-2-1-1. That's where we are. So we're not
Bruno.
in any type of shape whatsoever. But like I say, you can't play a high line. So I would have dropped back if I was Maguire. I would have realised Thiago's pace already in the game, and I wouldn't let myself in a foot race. Having said that, he was a second from actually getting it right. His problem was he started to turn, and it was too late. And he realised it was too late, but he went to the offside.
What about the stretch from the furthest player ahead and Maguire? I think it's too much.
Well, it's too much, but ultimately football is football. And so when you look at somebody like Henderson, who's got that range of passing, whether you look at somebody like Sander Berge or you look at somebody like McAllister, they can all do it. They can all pick that pass out. And we just weren't set up as a unit. So we're all out of position. Everyone's out of position. Shaw should have been a little bit higher. Delict not so much. Delict should have been in and around with Maguire, but we don't do that. Amarim's got us playing high up all the time. I don't like our centre halves that high up. I've said it before, and this is just an easy way of getting through us.
Yeah.
But it's easy for somebody like Henderson. That is an easy ball.
Yeah. This is Henderson's bread and butter. We did this in Liverpool. Salah and Mane all the time. This was his A game.
So
yeah.
And when you play it through, he's just Maguire's just in a world of pain.
Yeah. What's going on? Why isn't it playing? Okay, here we go.
There you go. He looks miles off, doesn't he? But he's not.
He has no chance in hell, reaching up.
No chance.
But again, look at how he takes down the ball. Just let it slide through his body, keeping the momentum. Doesn't stop. I think it's a good finish. Also, brilliant.
If that happens, Maguire got back quite quickly.
Yeah,
but you're not stopping that.
You're not stopping that.
No.
Look at it. It's aimed. Yeah.
Well, I think it's just, to be honest, I think it's a hit and hope by Thiago, really. If you look at the way he caught it in slow motion from behind, he could have crossed it.
Yeah, he could, but again, he scored 4 goals in the last 3 games. I think it's quality. He came from Brazil, unknown guy.
Yeah, scoring goals.
Yeah. So maybe they found a new gem. This is what clubs like Brentford, Bournemouth, Brighton, they do this all the time. They know who they have lined up. Okay, we sell Visa. I don't care. We bring in another guy. So it was a good finish. 1-0 up. But for me, I think again, when we talk about structure, style, strategy, I think the strategy should be you either play with a high line, but then you play with a high pressing midfielders and strikers just to cut that pass, or you play a little bit deeper to take out the depth when the long ball comes. But this is neither.
Oh, we're caught betwixt and between.
Yeah.
We're not in any type of system. We're not in any type of setup, and you're always going to get problems. Yeah.
Okay. what do you reckon about? Because I felt. Let me bring up the tactical board. We haven't talked about the structure because there's not much to say about the structure, but couple of details in this game. The first one is every time Thiago. Okay, let's just move our team up here. Assume that we are trying to press them. We go into our usual 5-1-1-3 or whatever 3-1-1, something like this. They only had one out, and that was Thiago. So they would try to hit it long all the time to Thiago. But a lot of the times, even when Maguire was first on the ball, the second ball, we had one guy who was outstanding today, and that was Damsgaard.
Yeah, he was good.
He picked up those second balls a lot of the time in these situations. And I feel Ugarte, he weren't up to pace with Damsgaard today. And the second of all, when we tried to hit it long, they had Henderson winning the second balls all the time, in front of Bruno, in front of Cunha, in front of Sesko, all of them. So these two guys, Damsgaard and Henderson, actually did a fantastic job for the setup of Brentford. And I saw it early in the first half, but it didn't seem like Amarim reacted to it. He didn't have a game plan how to stop it. React to what's going on the pitch.
He shouldn't have to react to it.
Why not?
Because the players should react to it. This is the issue with football. Everybody looks and says,
but what about in-game management? If your players are not doing accordingly, if you tell them and they're still not responding, okay, you take them off.
Yeah, but he won't do that, and that's the point. The point in football is use your own brain. Just use your brain. Work out what's going on. You can't tell me, Jarvis. You cannot tell me. Nobody can tell me that Maguire thought he was ever going to beat Thiago in a foot race.
No.
I mean, surely not. So if you find yourself as a last man, your decision is you either do what he did and try and create the offside, or you sit back and say, I'm sorry, I don't care. I'm going to hold you up as long as I can until Dalot and Shaw come in. Because Amarim loves this system of pushing us as high up the pitch as possible. And I absolutely hate it. Just imagine, all right, if we had a striker of the speed of Michael Owen playing in modern football. I mean, Michael Owen today would be going, I'll get 100 goals this season. And I'll score 10 against Manchester United alone. Because of teams playing so high up. The way that you talk about and you're correct about Henderson winning the second ball, Damsgaard winning the second ball, those are the ones that create the space for the likes of Thiago to run. Henderson's getting the ball in acres of space. I mean, I think you pretty much put him perfectly there. Lights the ball over for Thiago. But Thiago, don't forget, it's been on the move for 2 seconds already.
Yeah.
Even before Henderson has made contact with the football. So Thiago's gone. Saying to Henderson, this way, get me in. He's looked over his shoulder. The ball comes over and he takes it. But he's looking around and he's 10 yards already ahead of Maguire. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's going to be another 10 yards ahead before Maguire even gets anywhere near him. Maguire did get back with some kind of speed, let's be clear. But it was too late. He'd already got it under control and he knew what he was going to do with it. And he scored a damn good goal. But if you are playing that high line and Amarim doesn't react, then Maguire's got to react. He has to. He's got to react. And when he gets in at half-time and Amarim's having a pop at him, so be it. Yeah. So be it. Listen, Gaffer, you left me one-on-one. What was I supposed to do? Because that's why I'd be firing that back at Amarim. You tell me what I'm supposed to do. Get on that tactics board and show me what you wanted me to do. Because the only way is if you put Maguire back slightly into the dark shaded green,
Yeah.
The top of the dark shade at the top of there. We were so deep, but then got control of Thiago.
Yeah.
Now, you could argue that Thiago is just going to push on Maguire and Henderson's got a bit more of a difficult ball. But the deeper you are, you bring Bayındır out.
Yeah, he shouldn't hold this line. He should be like this, because if the ball comes over, he should be directly there and pick it up.
Traveling distance.
Yeah.
You haven't cut the traveling distance from Thiago to goal. You cut the traveling distance from Thiago to a goalkeeper. That's what happens. You're making Thiago think about what he wants to do twice, not just once, but twice. But we didn't do it. So if you put him back, put Thiago and Maguire back to where they were, and the ball's at Henderson's feet. By the time Henderson kicks it, Thiago's in line with, exactly, and he's away. And guys, that isn't. Teddy, listen, pal. You can talk back to Amarim. You can talk back to anybody you want. You are allowed to do that. I mean, if your gaffer says to you, "We can't talk back to you, mate." Seriously, I know you're only 16. I get it, but if your gaffer's telling you can't talk back to him, you move teams. You're in the wrong team, fella. You've got to be able to express your opinion. You've got to be able to. You will not. I tell you, Ted. You will not learn football if you don't express your opinions. You have to express your opinions, otherwise you won't learn anything about the game, fella. Even if you're an academy player or a development player, you're playing Saturday league, Sunday league, out with your mates. Unless you challenge what you believe to be incorrect, you won't learn, pal. I'm sorry, I've got a lot of experience in the game. Jarvis has got a lot of experience in the game. A lot of the guys in the chat have got a lot of experience in the game. You are able to challenge your gaffer.
Yeah.
You are.
100%.
But I'll take your point.
Yeah. I don't know. Should we go through all the goals? We all seen them, or should we just talk about them? Is there anything you want to discuss when it comes to?
I'd like to talk about Sesko's goal, actually.
Okay, we can bring it up. Give me 2 seconds, because I'm just a little bit conscious on time. We are 1 hour.
No, I know. Yeah, we
into the stream, because we can go through the rest of the goals on Monday.
I'd just like to talk about Sesko's goal, if I may, because there's a bit more to talk about just than Sesko's persistence.
Okay. Let me just bring it up. Have it from several angles. Just going to see if I can find the right one. No, that was.
Well, that's a really
Do a couple of comments when I find, because
really good point. We deserve better. You're absolutely right. You've got to be able to challenge each other. Oh, I see. I tell you, I get that, mate. I get that. I understand that, mate. That's it. He's got to give you a chance to talk, because you've got to bear in mind, fella, is when you're on that pitch, you can see better than what he can see on the touchline. You can understand what's happening in front of your eyes, and if you are listening to him verbatim and dealing with him and doing exactly what he says at any time, you think to yourself, as a footballer, you're exonerated if for whatever reason they score a goal. But actually, you'd be better off by looking and learning, making a decision and explaining your decision. And hopefully he'd let you listen. Go back to We Deserve Better. He's absolutely right. Bruno's always in Amarim's ear, and I think you're right. We Deserve Better. I think he just takes way too much notice. Let's have a look. Teddy, I've seen all the best many times, and I cannot see it's getting back to that. Tyrone, you're absolutely right, mate. I'm Titanium said, I'm not played the running game due to health issues. That's a shame, old friend. It'd be absolutely brilliant. But let's have a look at Sesko's goal.
Yeah, this is where the moment where Ugarte just broke the ball.
Well,
we are on our way forward. I can't show all the clip. It's a long clip, so we can just do it like fragmentedly, and we can just he passes the ball to Dorgu. Dorgu chases it down to the byline, and
so this is what I want to talk about. This is what I want to talk about. It's a hugely impressive cross. I cannot tell you how difficult that cross is because he's got nowhere to go with his body. So if you play it on, it's a brilliant cross, and he had to keep it in. And they were saying on the TV, oh, surely it went out of play. No way did it go out of play. But it's the height of the ball, if you look at it, and he had no choice, that confused Kelleher straight away. If you watch Kelleher, really indecisive.
Yeah.
With the height of the ball.
He gave him time to think.
He did. Now, we can't necessarily tell whether the ball went out or not, but I don't think it did, and it curled in beautifully anyway. Now, look how high, you can't even see it now.
No, it's got up here.
It's got Christmas tree lights on it. Father Christmas is out there feeding Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, and he's got hay on it. When he comes down, we are in a brilliant position there. Now they were saying, and Mbeumo's can pick their foul. Absolutely not. He's been pushed 3 ways, Mbeumo. He's got 2 defenders on his back. He's got Kelleher in front of him. That's why Kelleher cannot get anywhere. Can't get any purchase. Too much is happening in the area. Now just watch.
But you know how the way you look at Mbeumo, how he jumps.
Yes.
He jumps straight up. He's not jumping into the body of the goalkeeper.
He jumps straight up. Yeah.
It's just it's clean. It's nothing.
Crash your bodies. Now look at Sesko's movement here. Watch him. Header. Good save, but watch where he ended up after his header. So he didn't just head the ball and stay. Go back to where he headed it.
Instincts and anticipation.
Yeah, watch his movement.
That's what you're talking about. Yeah.
So we just take it back a little bit. Header, move. Volley. Good save by Kelleher. Bang. You're not stopping me. And then how sad was it that he couldn't peel away and celebrate his first goal? He was so angry. That goal was more about anger than anything else. It was anger, determination. I'm scoring. And then he scores his first goal for Manchester United.
Yeah.
And look at his celebration. But Dorgo was brilliant on that piece of play. And Mbeumo, Dorgo, and Sesko, absolutely brilliant.
I'm super happy Sesko got his first goal of the season. Maybe, this is the catalyst. Maybe now he will start scoring more goals, get more confidence, and be ready for the remainder of the season. Because we need a goal-scoring striker at the moment. We struggle with scoring goals. We can't even score on penalties.
Well, let me ask you this then, Jarvis. Yep. Let me ask you guys as well in the chat. If you are watching your striker do that, why aren't you getting the ball into him more often?
Yes, good question.
Why aren't you getting the ball? Because you know he's not going to give up. He had 3 bites of the cherry there. He was made sure he scored. Without a shadow of a doubt, he made sure I'm scoring.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Who's the best crossers in the Premier League? I would actually, in January window, I would go out straight. I would buy someone like Trippier or someone just to accommodate Sesko.
I think Trippier is a brilliant crosser of football.
Yeah, someone like Trippier. Not exactly, I don't know, but someone who has the ability to actually cross that ball from the deep.
Robinson can cross from Fulham. Not a brilliant crosser, but he can cross.
That's good.
Good crosser.
Guys in the chats.
Yeah, let us know.
Who would you buy to accommodate Sesko?
Yeah, sorry, in the current.
We need better crossers, and I think you make a brilliant point, Stu. He needs service, and
he does.
I think, why can't we just play simple football? Cross the ball to Sesko, let him do his thing. I bet you it will be better than what we are trying to do right now. Just a quick one to Teddy. Just let us know what position you play, pal. Who you play for.
It's always nice to have young footballers join the chat and join the stream. Me and Jarvis are old fogies, by the way. I've been watching United since the late 70s, so I don't know how old your dad is. But my team, we had Stuart Pearson up front and Joe Jordan and the Greenough twins and brothers. I said twins and brothers. Sammy McElroy, we had some great players. Gordon McQueen, go and have a look at those. Martin Buchan, Gary Bailey, Stevie Coppell. Now, what a question. Stevie Coppell, what a crossover football. We also had Gordon Hill. So we played 4-4-2 back in the day, Ted. We had Gordon Hill and we had Stevie Coppell, and they would cross the ball in for the likes of Stapleton, Pearson. I just missed the George Best days and that. But yeah, just let us know, old friend, if I've annoyed you, which I hope I haven't done, or anything like that. Please, please let us know.
Stu, I have a couple of talking points left before we wrap up the show. First of all, is the possible red card on Collins when he took out Mbumo as the last man. He didn't challenge for the ball. According to the rule book, it should be a straight red card.
Yeah, confused the hell out of me.
VAR and the referees came out with an excuse, and that was Mbumo wasn't fully in control of the ball. That was their excuse, and spent 3 to 4 minutes reviewing it on VAR. So what's your take on that?
I don't buy that, actually. I think last man, whatever. I agree. I think it's a straight sending. Have we got it? We can talk about it tomorrow. We can show it tomorrow night, can't we? I think it's a straight sending off. I think it's a straight red. He's last man, and Bumo's 8 yards from goal, 9 yards from goal, 10 yards max. But he's in the penalty area anyway.
I got it.
Deep into the penalty area. He pulls him back. It was a straight red and a straight penalty.
Yeah. So here you see it's Cunha on the ball.
Yeah,
and Bruno is running in behind. The cross is brilliant.
Wonderful
Look
ball.
at him.
Oh, it's a straight red. Straight red.
Grabs his shoulder and drags him down.
I mean,
on blank.
I was quite surprised. It took the referee a minute. Or it felt like a minute. It probably wasn't, but it felt like a minute to actually play for the.
When you look at it, it's bullshit. It's a straight red.
Straight red. Yeah, straight red. I was expecting penalty and off.
Because the new rule of the Premier League is as long as you're not challenging for the ball and you take down the last man.
Yeah.
It's a straight red. That's the rule. It just takes out the man and yeah. So why didn't he give a red card?
Yeah, I don't know. Jarvis, Teddy says he plays right wing. I love right wing. I was never quick enough, Teddy, to play right wing. Don't take it to heart, mate, being on the bench at all. Just watch the game when you're on that bench. Watch the game all the time, and when you get your chance, look at how weak the left back is. Look at where he positions himself. Look at where you think you can get round him, or you better crossing early. See where how far he goes up the pitch. See what space you can gain from when he goes up the pitch for a quick turnover. My advice to you, buddy, is just watch him constantly. Watch the game and watch the left back in particular. See if he hugs to his centre half as well. See what space he gives between himself and the centre half, and what space he also gives from himself to the touchline, i.e. the throw-in, and that way that will give you a determination on where you can operate once you get the ball. Once you get the ball, get it under control straight away and then make your decision. But don't worry about being on the bench, pal. It's a great way of learning. Work on your speed. When you're out playing with your mates, work on your speed, work on your first touch, work on your crossing. You'll be all right. You'll be all right, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, I played as a right winger, but most of the time as a left winger when I was a little bit younger. But then I slipped into central of the midfield, and that was more of my thing because I didn't have the pace, the extreme pace that you needed to be a attacker. Yes. So the red card, there were a comment here from Trevor Wade on the red card. 100% a red card. If that wasn't a goal scoring opportunity, I don't know what it is. VAR said he wasn't in control of the ball. But wasn't he running into it? So it defeats that argument straight off. And it doesn't make sense. Let me just slow it down, and we can just look at Konya here. No, Mbumo here. In this situation, I feel he is in control of the ball.
Well, he wasn't in control of the ball, Jarvis, because he's been pulled back.
How can they say he's not in control of the ball? Look at him here.
That's what I mean. He's being pulled back at that time. You know what I mean? Jarvis, and you've had this yourself, haven't you? When you've been running with the ball, players chasing you, and he grabs hold of your shirt or your arm or whatever. You're not in control of the ball, are you then?
They are moving the bar now. Actually, the VAR, PGMOL, the referees of the Premier League, they are moving the bar now, and I this is a wrong decision. They should come out with an apology and say we effed up. It was a red card on Collins, just to retract, so they don't have to follow this through in the next in the rest of the season of the Premier League. Because if it's like this, every defender, every time you have a striker in front of you and he's on goal, if the cross comes, you just pull him down and you get a yellow card. Why you can chance it? Take a yellow card and a penalty instead of a straight goal. So it doesn't make sense.
Definitely. If that was Mo Salah, by the way, Jarvis.
Yeah.
Penalty off. No VAR. Penalty off. Teddy's got a thigh injury. So you got a quad injury. I've torn my quad, Teddy. And that really hurt. Really hurt. Mm. I was out for about 12 weeks. Just rest up then on that, mate, because if your thigh's been hurting, just rest up. Good call by your gaffer, to be honest. Ask your parents if you can go and do a little bit of physio, but try and get it massaged a bit more. Loads of hot baths, just to release the muscle, and you should be okay. And a little bit of ibuprofen gel, just to rub it in, mate. You should be all right. But just watch it. So good call by your gaffer.
One word of advice, Teddy. I know you shouldn't give advice to people who haven't asked for it, but I would say
you should.
You are at the stage in your life, 16 years old. There's too many temptations. You have friends. You have probably some girlfriends. A lot of things going on. You want to play the PlayStation. You want to do other things than just be out training, working on your fitness condition, on your technique, and all of that. But if you focus right now for the next 3 to 5 years really hard, you will get there. So you have to sacrifice something. So maybe just sit down, write down a list what you're willing to sacrifice, and actually follow through. I will think that will bring you way ahead of the rest of the curve.
Oh, I agree. No, I totally agree. Yeah, just look after yourself as well, pal. Make sure you're fit and healthy. Always look after yourself, buddy. But we're glad to have you with us. Good to have young
two old geezers telling you
what geezers. Yeah, take no notice of us.
Guys, Stu, we need to have this talk. It's the second penalty this season Bruno have missed. I think it was Mark who said he was surprised that Bruno, who's so out of control of his emotions, actually could control himself and take all those penalties. But for me now, I see a pattern when it comes to Bruno, and when the pressure is on, I don't think he should be the guy. He's not the Iceman when it comes to penalties. I remember when Ronaldo came in under Oli, Bruno was the first penalty taker. But I think he felt the pressure because the aura of Ronaldo. He wanted to take those penalties. And Bruno knew right away, if I miss once, Ronaldo will be next in line. And what happened on the first penalty that season? Bruno missed. Because the pressure was on.
Too much.
And now we saw it in against Fulham. The pressure was on. The knives are out on Bruno. Oh, he can't play in the double pivot, blah, blah, blah. He should have been sold. And he missed. And now again, the talisman of Man United, bearing the pressure of Man United on his shoulder, and again, misses a penalty. It's a brilliant save from Kelleher, but again, Bruno misses the penalty. It's not the best penalty. It's a good penalty, but it's not it's not impossible for the goalkeeper to save that. You should put your penalties from the midway and up. Then it will be impossible for the goalkeeper to save. So my
Look,
question to
agree.
you, Stu, is actually simple. Should Amarim take off his stripes, when it comes to the penalty, and give it to Cunha or Mbeumo or someone else right now?
Yes, and Boomer should be our penalty taker.
And second question, will he do it?
No.
Will he show leadership?
No. But here's what I think should happen, Jarvis. Why can't Bruno himself show leadership and say, Mbeumo, you're up?
Wow, that's a good.
Why
good
can't
angle.
he? How many times have you been in a game and you thought to yourself, this is too important. I'm not feeling it. This is too important. You're a bigger man and a better person for actually admitting we can't afford to miss this. And Mbeumo, there you go, have it. I'm not saying Mbeumo should go up and wrestle it and all that kind of nonsense. I don't like all that shit that you see. But why can't Bruno himself, excuse me, guys, be man enough to turn around and say, I'm off spot kicks? He won't do it, and neither will Amarim.
I agree. I think that was actually a great solution. Big up, Bilal. Thank you for coming on. Thank
Happy
you for
birthday again, mate. Happy belated birthday.
Again,
yeah. And thank you for your super chats, buddy.
So but I think we are at a stage now where Amarim needs to make a decision. He needs to make a decision when it comes to Bruno.
I think
is he willing to back him up that hill and down again, or?
Yeah, I think he needs to take him out of the equation.
Yeah. I feel the same. Lots of other talking points. I was going to give a rant on something that I've said a lot of time. It can always get worse, but yes. I think I'll save it till Monday. We can talk about it then. I think it's been a great show. I think we covered a lot of the talking points when it comes to Man United. I feel a little bit better, but I'm still pissed and angry because of this Man United team. I can't trust them. Last question, Stu.
Yeah.
How do you see this play itself through? What's your prediction for the next, let's say, 3 to 5 games? Will Amarim survive? Can we turn it around?
Unless he makes some ruthless changes. And I mean ruthless changes. And that is, as you quite rightly say, Lemons. Xerxes would be a better option as an 8 than Bruno at this point in time.
You need to address the Bruno issue.
You've got to address the Bruno, the Lemons, and the Dalot situation. And you've got to Shaw, you've got to take those out of the equation. Shaw's got to go for Euro. Dalot's got to go. Mazzari, hopefully Mazzari's fit for next week. I would put in Xerxes over Bruno any day of the week at this point in time, or Mount. You've got to trust Mbeumo, Cunha, and Sesko to make it work, and I think they will. If he doesn't make those changes, good night, Teddy, lad. Well done.
Big up, Teddy. Big up.
Good night, pal. Good night. We're back on tomorrow, Monday, pal. If you're still
Monday
around.
night, 9 p.m. Yep.
If he doesn't make those changes, Jarvis, and isn't ruthless, then it's a no and a no. We won't improve, and he won't survive.
Yeah, I think we need to have a debate on Monday. What are we going to do if Amarim is going to be sacked?
We do. We need to have that debate.
We need to have that debate and how we should do it. Where do we go from here? What do we do next?
I know we don't want that debate, but he doesn't make those changes, Jarvis. We're fucked.
Yeah. And Yale is right. Masraoui won't be back until after the international break,
It's
so
after
he
the
won't
break,
play
is it?
against Sunderland. Yeah, so we are still stuck with Dalot. But I'm at the stage where I would actually play Dorgu on the right and play
Diego
Luke Shaw
Leon
on the left or someone else. Yeah.
Well, Leon was on the bench today, wasn't he? Diego Leon.
Yeah.
Play him. I'd play him.
Give the youth a chance.
I'd play him.
I don't know if it's ready, but it feels like now should be the moment.
Well, seriously, what's the Jarvis? Even if he's not ready, what is the point? We're not winning anyway. So.
I don't want to ruin a young man's career. We know how this fan base is. The hate comes quickly. The same goes for Laments.
No, I agree. Nathan, you've just come at the wrong time, buddy.
Big up, Nathan.
We're just about to close the show, but we are back tomorrow, Monday night, pal. So come and get involved.
It's been a great show. I'm super happy. A lot of people tuned in. Nathan Lee Lewis came in late, but big up, Nathan. We have Kieron, name I haven't seen before. Big up, Kieron. He said the way Ineos work, they'll probably drag it out and keep Amarim beyond his time. And, I don't know if it's the right time just to back him. Let him have the season and just see how it goes, because things take time. Maybe it's the right decision, but I think I need to see more from Amarim. I need to see some changes. I need to see that he has the stomach, the guts to be the Man United manager, the cojones, yes, and take the big decisions, because I think we are at the stage where we need to make some big decisions. Bruno on penalties. Bruno, overall, is he going to play in the number 8 position, in the 6th position? What are we going to do with Bayındır, Lamens, Dalot, as you mentioned, Luke Shaw, play Lenny Yoro? What are we going to do about the setup?
Well, how come Lenny Yoro is the fall guy? We'll talk about this tomorrow night, but how come Lenny Yoro is the fall guy? Just Monday one night. Very quick thing before we go. Well, Trev, we'll ask us that tomorrow night, pal. We'll put that in the Q&A. Ask us that tomorrow night. We'll put that in the Q&A. Just before we go, big congratulations to the English Roses, who are Rugby World Cup champions. So that happened today. We battered the Canadian women. So great. Congratulations to English Roses. I'm so very, very proud of you, as we all are when any of our sports become world champions. So congratulations.
Congratulations. I don't follow rugby, I have to be honest. Right now is
I'd forgotten about that. Bruno called him out a couple of weeks ago. We deserve better. Thank you, buddy. I completely forgot about that. Thank you. Yes,
that's a disgrace.
That's a brilliant point. That is a
brilliant. A senior player call out a young guy,
a youngster, a tiddler. That's a great. I've forgotten about that. Thank you for pointing that out. Really appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to Monday now, Stu, because we have so many things to talk about. Yes, but it's time to wrap it up. We are almost 2 hours into the show. Kieron, if this is your first time on, or is it Kieron?
It's Kieran.
Devils. Kieran, please subscribe to the channel. We are an up-and-coming channel, and we will try our best. We will do three shows a week.
We try and do Monday,
Thursday, and match reaction in the weekend.
And
so
that's what we try and
do. We won't spam your timeline with no.
Please remember to hype the video for us, please, because we desperately need to be hyped. Are you going to raid Neradin?
Yes, guys, let's jump over to Neradin's channel. I will jump on Neradin's channel and have a chat with Neradin and the guys. So give me 1 second, and I will do that while Stu is thanking the rest of the chat. And
thank you for that. We are aiming now for 3 shows a week. We can do a call-in show at least once a month, and that will be on a Thursday or a Friday, depending on what games are on those particular days. We would prefer to do Wednesday, but it's no good for me because I'm kicking the ball around. It's not fair for Jarvis to do a show on his own. Mark will probably be back joining us Monday along with Neradin this week. We've got plans to get Mr. Hackett back and also Phil Marsh. We haven't had any outside guests for a while. We've been trying to concentrate on growing the show between myself and Jarvis. But it's great to have you on. Kieran, thank you very much for joining us. Great to have you, DJ Superfly guy. Trev, as always. I know about our Mankini sessions, Trev, but I'll always keep you in. You know that, pal. You know that. We deserve better. Thank you very much for that.
How many likes are we on? 84 likes. Thank you, guys.
Yes, to 100. That would be absolutely brilliant. Thank you all, by the way, for the super chats. I mean, you know, super chats mean such a lot to us. Sanchi with 2. I am Titanium. Obviously, Grace. Pretty much every show, Grace puts a super chat in, and of course, Jonathan Littenberger does his super chats as well. There'll be a Q&A tomorrow night, guys. On Monday night. So get the questions in.
And now I'm going to watch some golf. We know there's a big tournament going on.
Ryder Cup winning, aren't you?
Europe are winning. Last I checked, they were up 8.5 against 3.5. So
nice.
They're doing well. Rory McIlroy is actually playing really well, but the Norwegian guy Hovland, he has an injury back, so he sat the day out, but he will be back tomorrow when the single games start. So, guys, and I also have a golf tournament on my own tomorrow morning, 10:30. So I'm looking forward to that. But guys, we will be back Monday night, 9 p.m. as usual. I will redirect you over to Neradin's channel, United Review Therapy. Give him a shout. Tactical Devils Raid. So everybody, have a good one, and we will see you on the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.